Today I'm going to review and compare two Powersmith LED flood headlamps. If you're a runner and biker like me, you know a good headlamp's a crucial piece of gear for evening or late night runs and rides. Also, as a DIYer and obviously a collector of empty yogurt containers, sometimes I need to be hands-free and illuminate a work surface, for example when I'm doing repairs under the kitchen sink. So the two models I'm comparing today are models PHL23FRGS, a 230 lumen LED flood headlamp. It uses 3 AAA batteries. And model PHLR25FS, a 250 lumen LED flood headlamp that uses a rechargeable lithium ion battery and charges via an included USB cable. Cool for the car. Just to make it easier, I'll refer to 23FRGS as 23 frogs and 25FS as, how about 25 farts? Is that offensive? Anyway, let's make it fun. It's a headlamp video. I'll open them up and we can check them out. Both headlamps have a 120-degree beam angle, cast light up to 65 feet, are impact resistant to 1 meter, that's roughly 3 feet 3 inches. Both have motion sensing, which allows you to turn the headlamp on and off by waving your hand in front of the lens. Both have a rotating head, are weatherproof, and come with a 2-year warranty. Oh, and both are equally as hard to open up. 23 Frogs is ready to use out of the package. I could go for a run right now. I just put in the 3 included AAA Duracell batteries. I can use the buttons to select my light pattern, strap on my sneaks, start exercising. The batteries, according to the package, should last less than or equal to 10 hours, which I'll test in a moment. 25 Farts, on the other hand, is not ready to use out of the package because it uses the 3.7 volt rechargeable lithium ion battery, and that's going to take about 4 to 5 hours to charge. The battery is expected to last anywhere between 4 to 12 hours, and wow, I wish they could be just a little more vague because that's a pretty big range. I'm guessing battery performance depends on which mode of light pattern is selected. I also suspect that battery performance in both cases is likely impacted by temperature. And I like to run outside in the winter, so I'll be testing that too. I just went for a quick nighttime run, and I know your time is valuable, so I want to pause the video for my running and biking friends to let you know that I don't think these headlamps are optimal for visibility while running or biking. If you'd like to know why, you can continue to watch the video. All right, let's get back to the review. So while I get this set up, thinking aloud, what I'm hoping to do is be able to show you these two headlamps in action. I'll start by turning off the lights here in the workshop, and then assuming the footage doesn't look like scenes from Blair Witch Project, I'll show you some footage from a night run. Man, I cannot get this open. I know the camera's auto light balance isn't likely going to cooperate, and it's going to make it difficult for me to show you the difference between 230 and 250 lumen, so you may have to take my word for it on that. Positive side goes up. Unfortunately, my computer only has USB-C ports, so I'm gonna have to find a wall wart to plug this cable into. This wall wart is not included. This is from an iPhone. The red light tells you it's charging, so maybe I'll go for a 4 to 5 hour run, and when I come back, it'll be ready to test out. As if I could run for 4 to 5 hours. Please excuse the basement. It is winter after all, so everything comes in. It gets a little crowded in here. But while 25 farts is, while the other thing is charging, I'm going to show you 23 frogs in action using these buttons here. Kill the lights, man. So this is high white, low white, red, which is kind of trippy, blinking red, which is super trippy, and green, which is kind of freaking me out. And once the other one's done charging, I'll show that to you. Then we can take them outside. All right, so I've got a green light here on the top and a green light here in the front, which means that 25 farts is ready to go. So now using this button, I'll demonstrate 25 farts in the dark. Man, that sounded funny. So there are 3 modes. There's 250 lumen, which is high. There's low. and then strobe, which is my favorite, especially for workshop dance party. Workshop dance party. Now that I've had a chance to do multiple runs with these at night, I wanted to talk about battery performance in low temperatures. I tested both of these in temperatures ranging between 30 degrees and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It is December in New England after all. You never know what you're going to get. 25 farts only lasted 4 hours in cold temperatures, and that was on high white. Keep in mind, the rechargeable battery is new, so it's at its peak performance. 23 Frogs, on the other hand, was still going strong after 4 hours and in the same conditions, so this would be my go-to. And it's much easier to change AAA batteries than it is to recharge a battery. With regard to size and weight, compared to other running headlamps I've used, both of these Powersmith headlamps are a little clunky in size. 23 Frogs has a shorter width than 25 Farts, although it's taller. The headbands are soft and comfortable though, and both did a decent job of keeping the lights stabilized. Now I want to share with you one of the coolest features of these headlamps, which is the motion sensing feature. It can be a little fickle, but most of the time it works well. Motion sensing allows me to wave my hand in front of the lens anywhere between 2 and 4 inches away in order to turn the headlamp either on or off. On 23 Frogs, in order to turn on motion sensing, I'd use the A or B buttons to first select the pattern that I want. So I'll select high white using the A button, and then while the lamp is turned on, I'll hold that same button until the lamp turns out. Now motion sensing is turned on. So I can wave my hand in front of the lens and it'll turn the headlamp on or off. To turn motion sensing off, I'd wave my hand in front to turn it on and then press that same button once to turn the lamp off. Motion sensing is now turned off. It's pretty much the same concept on 25 Farts. Keep in mind that on 25 Farts though, you can only use the motion sensing technology with the high white beam. So to turn motion sensing on, press the power button to turn the lamp on. This is high white. And then hold that same button until the light turns off. Now this little red indicator light tells me that motion sensing is turned on. So I can wave my hand in front in order to turn the lamp on and wave it again to turn it off. To turn motion sensing off, while the lamp is turned on, just press the power button again. Now motion sensing is turned off. Pretty cool. Now I want to talk about the most important part, which is light strength. The packages claim that these are good up to 65 feet, but I don't buy it. While I think it's likely that the headlamp's bright LEDs are visible to pedestrians and cars from 65 feet away, I found that the useful range of illumination for running and biking, meaning how well I could see tripping hazards or potholes, was only between 5 and maybe 12 feet if I'm generous. That's not a lot depending on how fast you're going. Part of this is because both of these are wide beam floods. That means that they're very unfocused. So even though 230 and 250 lumens is bright in theory, the unfocused beam basically gets absorbed by the darkness. Check out this nighttime street run with my friends. You can't see my beam at all, and the area directly in front of me is not well illuminated. Check out everyone else. You can see there's a very focused beam in front of them. This is an example of one of the headlamps they use. So as a result, if I'm using this headlamp or these headlamps for running or biking, I'm really using them as safety devices to alert motorists so they can see me. And for DIY projects around the house, I found these things really handy, but for running, not so much. Here's some footage of me running by the camera. You can see that the area in front of me is not well illuminated, but I would be very noticeable to pedestrians and motorists. So to wrap up, both Frogs and Farts are decent products, but usefulness depends on the application. I thought they were both great for DIY projects around the house, but both are mediocre for running and biking, although useful as alerting safety devices. They both cost roughly the same, and while I like the idea of the rechargeable battery in 25 Farts, the long charge time and 4-hour battery performance is not good enough for me. I guess that makes 23 Frogs the winner, kind of. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please do me a favor and like it. And most importantly, subscribe. That always helps me out. And thank you so much for watching. In the basement.
Yeah.